Hello there everyone, Citrus Aviation here with another fabulous video for you today. We are going to do Aviation News This Week, episode 41 I believe it is. And we have a very special shout out here to start the video. I don't usually do shout outs at this point in time, but I have a really special one for you today. Please go subscribe to ACS 777X. This guy is a Chicago plane spotter and model collector. He has a fantastic collection and great set of models. And he has only 169 subscribers at the time of this recording. Please do subscribe to him. He's got a lot of rather fabulous content himself. So go check him out. Wait, why am I not on this other great channels list? This is a crime. Anyway, go check his video out. Or videos. He has lots of them. And he makes really good quality content for how small he is. Go check him out. This guy needs to get to 300 and above. Let's get him to 1,000. Let's do that. This guy has great content. Go subscribe to him. I really like his quality of content. He doesn't rush his videos. It's really good. If you need like just some content to watch, just some quality content, go check him out. So we have a lot of aviation news this week. We are not going to be doing highlight photos or photos that you guys submitted. I want to thank every single person who has submitted photos to me to be featured on the show. That'll be coming next week, not this week, but that'll be next week. Also stay tuned to the end of the video as I will have some updates on the channel. So if you want that, stay to the end. Alright, so first up we have this really interesting image here of a bunch of Air Canada aircraft being stored. So Air Canada is joining the storage party at Toronto Peterson in the Aviation News Today video that came out a few days ago. This video is being recorded on Saturday and will be uploaded and posted Monday. Air Canada has joined the party. WestJet, as you might have seen in the Aviation News Today video that came out on Thursday. I think it was Thursday, yeah. That video, you can see that Air Canada joins WestJet, who had a bunch of 737s parked, and now Air Canada has all these aircraft. You can see an A321 there, a couple of 76s, Ruse 76s, there's an E170 there, there's a 777, I think, there on the far left corner, there's a 788 in the far right, and there's another 76, I think, a couple A320s, that sort of thing. So there's a bunch of aircraft just parked back there. And we're moving on to the big highlight news. And there's been a bunch of big stuff that's happened. And the first big one is that the United States has passed a $2.2 trillion stimulus bill to help stimulate the economy during the situation that's happening. Can't really mention it here because YouTube will suppress the video. And I don't want that to happen, so I won't mention that here. But you know, it's this illness that's going around. The stimulus bill will affect the United States aviation industry in a major way, as the bill includes several major items in it, including $25 billion in stimulus for commercial airlines. There will be an additional $4 billion stimulus for cargo airlines, because, well, cargo airlines aren't doing as poorly as commercial airlines are, and then there will be an additional $17 billion available if needed. This bill was passed in the Senate in a record 96-0 vote. Not all 100 Senate members were there, as someone in quarantine. And then the House also passed with almost unanimous. I think there was like a couple of grandstanders who decided not to vote for it. But yeah, the great thing is for most people here in America, most Americans will be getting a nice juicy $1,000 check, which will be fantastic. Very much looking forward to that. And in the picture you've been seeing here in the background, you've been seeing a picture of a Dreamlifter, a Boeing 747 Dreamlifter. And the reason for that is the United States government, along in cooperation with Boeing, has also started using the Dreamlifter to carry vital medical supplies such as ventilators and other such needed materials to hospitals and that sort of thing. So that's really fantastic that Boeing is chipping in and helping out the aviation industry and just, you know, helping people get healthy sooner. Talking about Boeing, the next news item is that on March the 25th, Boeing ceased all production at their main Renton and Everett facilities. So Renton's where they build the 737s, and Everett is where they build everything else. You also see some 737 final production and testing happen there too. The Charleston facility, as far as I know, has not closed yet. That's where they build the 787-9s and 10s in Charleston, South Carolina. Don't know if that's going to close. Very likely that that airport and that facility will close as well. Now, you might have heard about a bunch of airports closing. Fortunately, most of those have opened up. The two big ones that there was Las Vegas and Chicago Midway. Midway was closed for 6 days, from Wednesday the 18th to Tuesday the 24th of March, and that was because some control towers contracted the sickness, and they closed the airport. The entire airport was closed because, well, if you have no control tower people there's not really any way to control traffic. So the airport was fully closed, and the entire airport was cleaned thoroughly, and they have now gone back to work. Midway's reopened. That same weekend, the weekend of March the 21st and 22nd, Las Vegas was also closed because a couple of their tower operators also contracted the illness. So, don't know if that'll happen again. Good likelihood that you'll see a couple of the airports closed because of that. But it's not the worst thing right now because a lot of airlines really aren't flying right now. So, if they can't fly to Vegas or whatever for a day or two, it's not really that big a deal because not many people are flying anyway. Load factors on flights is absolutely tiny. It's been reduced in many cases. The average flight here in the United States has somewhere between 10 to 30 people on board. It's like nobody's on. But it's interesting to watch this time. It'll be interesting to talk to, people in the future and be like, you remember that situation back in 2020 when the airline industry crashed? Anyway, it'll be interesting. There is, however, some positive news, and that is Boeing is obviously on the march to recertifying the 737 MAX. Very long process, but once it gets back up, I'm very confident that it'll be one of the safest aircraft ever. So that's good news. You can see a picture here of 737 MAX 10. This aircraft is brand new and about to do some testing. I don't know if they've actually done test flights yet, but they're doing some testing of the 737 MAX 10. And obviously production is not happening, but there's some news. Some little hints, leaks, whatever you want to call them, that Boeing may restart production of the 737 MAX as early as May, which probably is also a timeline to when they're expecting to restart production in general. But that could be good news because that means they're probably close to getting certification. It wouldn't surprise me if the 737 MAX gets recertified probably in the summer or fall. Now, of course, due to the current situation and a bunch of Boeing employees contracting the illness as well, they have to cease their operations essentially at those main facilities, which means Boeing's plan to recertify the aircraft will have to get kicked down the road to a later date. So we'll see what happens there. So after all that main news, we have a bunch of fleet news that I haven't covered fleet news in a while. So we're going to start doing that. And there's this brand new special livery for Delta-Alpha November Alpha. It is an A320-214 operated by Sundale. And I don't know what special livery this is. It's, according to the description, the Cata Marked Orlon, or I can't pronounce it. It's a something, it's a special livery. This photo was taken on March the 8th, 2020 when this aircraft was caught. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of this livery, but you never know. It could grow. I'm sure that some people like it. I'm just not too interested in it. Next up, we have another special livery that I'm not a huge fan of. This one is for AirAsia. Don't know what's up with them making some of the most strange special liveries. We'll just call it that. Yeah, strange. This is for AirAsia Malaysia, as they have a bunch of different portions of the airline. They usually separate them by country. So this is on an AirAsia A320-216. 9 Mike, that's Alpha Juliet Papa, taken on the 3rd of March 2020. And it's another livery that I can't pronounce because, well, it's a language that I can't really pronounce very well. Next up, we do have something really exciting, and that is the first Turkish Airlines A350-941. This aircraft currently wears the test registration of Foxtrot-Whiskey Zulu Golf November. And the aircraft will be delivered as Tango Charlie-Lima Golf Alpha. Hopefully, this aircraft does not have the same fate as LGA Airport, where it's completely terrible. But anyway, hopefully not. This picture was taken on the 10th of March in Toulouse. This is quite a nice looking aircraft. The A350 looks really nice with pretty much just about every livery. Next up, we have a new Q400 customer. TAG Air is the latest customer to get this aircraft. The aircraft is currently wearing the test registration of Charlie Golf Kilo X-Ray Mike. As you know, Bombardier aircraft are built in Canada. Soon to also be built in the United States as well. But this aircraft is really cool. I do like the TAG Air livery. Looks pretty nice. Did the photographer put what the registration will be? Nope, they did not. Okay, so we just have the test registration right now. And this picture was taken on March 12th. Next up, we have a new special livery for Sun Express. I can't pronounce it yet, but this looks like a really cool livery actually, with the paintbrush style livery. It looks really nice. And the registration is Delta-Alpha Sierra X-Ray X-Ray at the 737-AAS. And this picture is just been taken in March of 2020, but I think it was mid-March, somewhere in there. And then we have some brand new A321neos to take a look at. The very first one is for Junior Air, something like that. When the test registration at Delta-Alpha Victor Yankee Whiskey. This is an A321-271NX, one of the Neos, taken on March 24th, 2020. So this is the extended range A321neo. Not the long range one that's going to come out in a couple of years, but this is the extended range one. This livery actually looks pretty nice. I've seen their 787 they recently got, and they have some nice liveries, admittedly. This Chinese airline eventually will wear a Chinese registration, but it's just currently wearing the test rig for now. And something I missed a little while back was go to Indonesia getting their very first A350-941. So this picture here is taken of the very first one, which is Papa Kilo Golf Hotel Echo. It's the registration taken on November the 30th, 2019. It's an A330-941. Since then, they've gotten an additional 2 aircraft. This one right here, Papa Kilo Golf Hotel Foxtrot, taken on the 3rd of January. And then this one just recently arrived in mid-March. This picture is taken on the 19th of March of Papa Kilo Golf Hotel Golf. I don't know how long Airbus will have to go before they stop production, but eventually probably someone there in their France facility or German facilities will end up getting sickness, meaning they'll probably have to cease production temporarily there as well. Next up, we have 2 more special Airbus aircraft, all A321s, interestingly enough. The very first A321-253NX, so the long range version of the A321neo, for Spring Airlines has appeared when the test registration of Delta-Alpha Victor Yankee X-Ray. This was taken on the 26th of March 2020. And finally, we have the very first A321neo for Cathay Dragon when the test registration of Delta-Alpha Victor Yankee Romeo. It's an A321-251NX taken on the 27th of March. Interesting how these A321s have very similar registrations. So the first one, Alpha Victor Yankee Whiskey, then we have Alpha Victor Yankee X-Ray, and then Alpha Victor Yankee Romeo. So really interesting how Airbus and Boeing will often use random registrations. They use registrations that are really unlikely to end up being registered for other aircraft. So that's why some of the registrations can be really interesting. I find that quite unique. So that is it for the news. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I just want to give some channel news real quick before leaving the video, and that is that the month of March has been absolutely amazing for views and subscribers and all that sort of stuff on the channel. We've gotten 50 subscribers this month so far, and the month isn't even over yet. And the Aviation 18 interview has done really well. It's going to get 1,000 subscribers and 1,000 views. Sorry. It's going to get 1,000 views, that video. It did really well. And my goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm definitely doing my best to do that. And going to try to do the daily upload thing. You might have seen that I'm starting to do Aviation News Today videos. And the format for that going forward will be, let's just say this Aviation News This Week video goes up. And then let's just say I have the Engine Balls release video coming the day after. Well, maybe say I don't have any videos planned for Wednesday. That's the day you'll see an Aviation News Today video. So I'm trying to do daily uploads every single day so you guys have videos to watch every day. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. Follow your regulations of your government to stay safe and healthy. Have a great rest of your day, and God bless you.